Now listen to the conversation between Ava and John and answer questions 1 and 2.
Hi Ava, I see you've just enrolled.
Oh, hi John. Yes, it didn't take long. Maybe you could help me with this elective class timetable. Here, take a look.
Oh, I see. Well, what do you need?
I need everything, but especially writing practice.
Well, do you want to go to the writing skills class in the morning or the afternoon?
In the afternoon, I think.
Okay, so grammar and writing skills in the afternoon.
Grammar? Oh no, I don't want to study grammar.
Well, in that case, reading and writing in the morning followed by pronunciation, then listening and speaking in the afternoon.
I don't think my pronunciation is too bad. Do you?
No, you speak very clearly.
Yes, but I do need more vocabulary.
If you study vocabulary in the morning, you have to study grammar in the afternoon. What about listening?
Oh yes, I certainly need to practice more listening.
Then your best choice would be to study listening and vocabulary in the afternoon and writing, reading and grammar in the morning.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Good choice. Do you have any classes today?
There's a special introductory English class for foreign students later this morning.
What time's the class?
We have to be at the function room at 11 a.m.
It's 9:05 now.
It's actually 9:30.
Oh, right. We've got time, so why don't I take you down to the student centre?
Okay.
Come on then.
Choose the most suitable of the answers given for each of the questions numbered 3 to 7.
John, how many years have you been studying at the college?
This is my second year. I started, 1 year ago. Tell me again, what is it that you're studying? Computing, isn't it? Basic programming?
Yes, I worked as a computer programmer after I graduated from university.
So, why are you doing basic programming?
No, advanced programming.
Right. Well, here we are at the student centre.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, well, it has to be. There are 500 students on campus and 50 staff.
Oh, look. There's some information about clubs.
I'm already a member of the table tennis club and the orienteering club. Do you want to play table tennis?
I'm not much good, I'm afraid. What else is there?
Fencing, tennis, hang gliding.
What about orienteering? How much is it to join?
For second-year students, it's cheaper, only £10. But for first-year students, it's £20, I think. Do you want to become a member? I joined last year.
Why not?
OK, let's go to the Student Information Office, over here.
Listen to the conversation and complete the information on the club registration form in the spaces numbered 8 to 14.
To start with, I need your full name. Eva, isn't it?
Yes.
Family name?
ZALESKA.
ZALESKA. How do you spell that?
Z-A-L-E-S-K-A.
And you're from?
Poland.
Nationality Polish. Okay, so what's your student number?
34968 AP.
You must be doing the advanced programming course. Tell me about your orienteering experience. How long have you been doing it?
2 years.
Next thing is, do you know your blood type? For safety reasons.
It is A positive.
When we climb, we always nominate a partner. It's good for teamwork. And you both look out for each other.
OK, we'll be partners.
Right, so what's your name?
John.
Family name?
ANDERBURG. ANDERBURG. U-R-G.
Good. When would you like to climb?
Is Sunday morning good for you, Ava?
Not really, John. I go to church.
We have sessions in the afternoon too. Only on weekends, though.
Oh well, Saturday afternoon. Is it okay for you?
Sure.
Saturday PM. What's your home telephone number?
01 222 565 248.
That is the end of section 1. Now turn to section 2 and answer questions 15 to 18.
Good morning, viewers. Today on World in Focus, we take a look at the small but fascinating country Estonia. Located on the eastern shores of the Baltic Sea, west of Russia and to the north of Latvia, Estonia is a mere 45,227 square kilometres in size, which is, let's say, 3/5 the size of Scotland. The country is divided into 15 counties, 207 rural municipalities, and only 47 towns. The official population is 1,462,130, made up mostly of native Estonians, 64.2%, followed by Russians, 28.7%, Ukrainians, 2.7%, and Belarusians, Finnish, and others, 4.4%. The capital, Tallinn, in the northwest, as you can see, quite a beautiful city, has a population of just 420,470.
Next, look at the summary of Part 2 of the television report and questions 19 to 23.
Welcome back. Estonia is a rather flat country. The highest point is just 318 metres above sea level. It has over 1,500 islands and more than 1,400 lakes. The chief industries are the manufacture of agricultural machinery and electric motors. Chief crops, grain and vegetables. Okay, now, you're probably thinking, why don't we know more about Estonia? Well, it could be because the country only gained independence from Russia in 1991. Each year it celebrates its Independence Day on February the 24th. The Constitution guarantees fundamental human rights, and Estonia nowadays is, in fact, a democratic parliamentary republic. The currency is the Estonian kroon, worth 1/8 of a German mark, or about 4.5 pence. The official language is Estonian, but given that the nation shares a border with Russia, it's no surprise that a great many people speak Russian. And so for the weather in Tallinn today. Estonians enjoy a mild climate in summer and can expect partly cloudy skies and a top temperature of 61 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 16 degrees Celsius.
That is the end of section 2. Now turn to section 3 and answer questions 24 to 32.
Today I have with me Anna Cherney, who was a student at this college, how long ago?
I was here 2 years ago now.
What have you been doing since you graduated, Anna?
I was quite lucky when I left the college because I got a job pretty quickly with the local council. I'm still with them.
Tell the class what course you took here at the college.
Yes, I originally wanted to work in advertising, but I found it was too hard because of my English. And so I changed my direction. And, well, I'm glad I did, because now I have a qualification in nutritional science. And that's how I managed to get a job with the council.
What exactly do you do with the council?
I work with the chief dietitian, making sure that the meals prepared for the elderly in the community are nutritionally balanced. The council provides food for those old people who can't get out of their flat or their house. It's a very demanding job, but I like it.
You deliver the food?
No, I spend most of my day in a laboratory at the council. But sometimes I talk to older people to find out if the food is tasty enough and that they like it. I spend a lot of time in the kitchens too, making sure that the food is good quality.
What exactly were the problems when you first arrived at the college?
I was very shy, you know. I couldn't communicate with the students in my class because most of them were native speakers. My English was not very good. But I thought everything was okay until I got the result of my first examination. The tutor was worried why I was so quiet in class. I told her it was because I was afraid to ask a question. And anyway, she suggested that I talk to the school counsellor.
What advice did the counsellor give?
Well, she was very kind and understanding, and I realized that I was doing the wrong course. You have to be an extrovert, you know, outgoing. I think it's a personal thing with me. You had to give a lot of opinions, and I am shy. So she suggested I ask more questions in class. So I made it a rule to ask at least 1 or 2 questions every lesson.
So you swapped courses and began to talk more in class. Was there anything else that the counsellor suggested?
Yes, she said I shouldn't live with students from my own country. I should share a house with some English students. So I did. And my English improved much faster.
Are there any problems that you currently have with English?
Oh, yes. I used to have problems with the technical vocabulary in my field. But you pick that up pretty quickly. Now it's mostly, I have difficulty trying to understand the colloquial language of the English. The way they express themselves is sometimes very strange.
I see. How do you increase your vocabulary, for instance?
I listen to the radio a lot. Interviews on radio, talkback programs, that sort of thing. I find that really helps me. It's better than just watching TV. And actually, I keep a journal of the expressions I hear. Some people collect stamps and I collect new words and English expressions.
Let's talk some more about your course at the college. Do you remember any study projects that you were involved in?
Let me see. Well, there was one study we made of the nutritional habits of English school children. We had to produce a questionnaire for a group of 20 kids. And we discovered that too many children either didn't have any breakfast at all, or else they ate foods for breakfast that were much too high in sugar. These are 2 major dietary problems.
Why?
It's complicated, but breakfast is an important meal because your metabolic rate, the rate at which the body burns up food, is faster the earlier you begin eating in the day. So, if you want to have lots of energy, eat a good, balanced breakfast. You need a higher metabolic rate, you see. Also, too much sugar in the diet can cause the blood sugar level to rise very quickly at first, and then drop too rapidly. For breakfast, this is bad because later you are more likely to feel sleepy and unable to concentrate. So, eat a good breakfast, you'll think better, concentrate better, and yes, you'll probably score better in your exams.
One last question. What about your future? Have you any immediate plans?
Well, in the short term, I'll continue to work for the council and gain more experience there. I hope to get a position in a hospital, which would be much more challenging than my present job. After that, my long-term goal is, I have a dream to open my own business, an agency providing nutritional advice and giving consultations. Or I might have to go back to my own country instead and do what I can to improve the diet of my people at home.
I see.
That is the end of section 3. Now turn to section 4 and answer questions 33 to 40.
Yes, Norman. Well, as you can see, we have well over 100 PC computers, as well as 20 Macintosh computers set up for those students who need to produce high-quality graphic design work. All students are expected to follow the rules, or they will be unable to use the lab in the future. First of all, log-on procedure. All students have to log on. That is, enter their name and lab number before the program menu comes up on the screen. The reason is that if anything goes wrong with the machine, we can find out from you what it was you were doing when the problem occurred. Which brings us to the second rule. If something goes wrong, you mustn't just walk away from the computer or turn it off and pretend it hasn't happened. You must let me or one of my assistants know what has happened. And remember, we can always find out who was last using the machine. The third rule concerns the use of student disks. At no time are you allowed to bring your own disks into the laboratory. This lab is completely free of the need for student disks of any kind, because each computer is linked to a network, and there are 4 networks, each of which has its own file-serving machine. So, no student disks in the lab. We therefore insist that you leave your bags outside too, which is rule number 4. Now, a network simply means a number of computers are linked together. In other words, can share information. There are 3 networks for the PC computers and 1 network for the 20 Macintosh machines. And that brings me to the 5th rule. Students must only access the network that is set up for their use. One of the 3 PC networks is only for first-year students to use, over here. Another is only for second-year students, over there along the back wall. And the 3rd network, on the far right, is reserved for third-year student use. The Macintosh computer network is reserved for second- and third-year students only, unless you are a first-year student of the graphic design course. Rule 5. You can only access the network that is set up for your level. All networks have printout capability, and there is a charge per page on the laser printers. The dot matrix printers, which of course do not give such good quality printouts as the laser printers, are suitable mainly for giving a rough copy of your work. They are free for student use during class hours. After hours, a charge applies. Now, class hours, as you probably already know, are from 9 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon, Monday to Thursday, and until midday on Fridays. The computer lab, however, is open an hour before class begins each day, and until 6 o'clock every afternoon, except for Fridays, when the lab closes at 5. Now, if you need any assistance with the software program you're working on, you can either look in the manuals located on the shelves below each machine, or if you're still having problems, you can ask one of the lab assistants to help out. In addition, there is always help at hand on screen, in most cases simply by pressing function key number 1 at the top left of each keyboard. Well, that's about it. I forgot to mention the computer lab card, which contains your log-on number. By producing your card, you can borrow computer books and manuals from the computer lab library. Okay. That's all I need to tell you at this stage. Back to you, Norman.
Thanks, Don. Right, next on the right, we come to the audio-visual laboratory.
That is the end of section 4. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers to section 4.